Hi guys, and here are 10 totally bizarre sinkholes that appeared out of nowhere. Of all the fears and uncertainties in life, one thing we can always count on is the ground being exactly where it was yesterday. So when you look out your front window one morning and see a huge hole where you used to have a lawn or neighbours, it can be quite disturbing. Well, welcome to the lives of these people. Number 1. Oklahoma City 2008. Located in the northeastern corner of the state of Oklahoma, the town called Picher was once the most productive lead and zinc mining field in the area. Nearly a century later, it's a ghost town. All that mining severely damaged the town's geology, rendering it unlivable due to the plethora of sinkholes like this one pictured in 2008. Number 2. Los Angeles 2009. A fire truck plunged into a sinkhole in the Village Valley neighborhood of Los Angeles in September 2009. 4 firefighters escaped injury after the fire truck sank into a large hole caused by a burst water main in the San Fernando Valleys. The truck, with 1 captain and 3 firefighters on board, was responding to a call about flooding when it ended up in the sinkhole. Number 3. Quebec 2010. 4 people, including 2 children, were killed after a sinkhole triggered by a landslide swallowed their house in St. Jude, Quebec, northeast of Montreal in May 2010. Authorities said the family was in their basement, cheering on the Montreal Canadiens in their Stanley Cup playoff ice hockey game against the Pittsburgh Penguins when the massive landslide hit. After digging and going through the rubble, emergency rescue found the family very close to one another, some of them lying on the couch in the family room in the basement. Number 4. San Francisco 1995. In 1995, a heavy rainstorm broke down the soil under a 100-year-old brick sewer in San Francisco, causing the sewer, which was under reconstruction at the time, to rupture. Then a massive sinkhole measuring 240 feet long, 150 feet wide and more than 40 feet deep consumed a mansion and damaged nearby homes in the city's upscale Seacliff district. While no one was hurt, the city took a huge financial hit in repairs, cleanup and claims by adjacent property owners. Number 5. Guatemala 2010. One of the most famous sinkholes of the past decade occurred in Guatemala City, Guatemala in 2010. On May 30th, 2010, a massive sinkhole crashed into being in Guatemala City, Guatemala, killing at least 1 man and swallowing an entire 3-story building. The hole, which measured about 60 feet wide and 30 stories deep, may have been months or even years in the making, but experts suspected Tropical Storm Agatha, which swept through the country and dumped more than 3 feet of rainwater, was the likely final trigger. Number 6. Schmalkalden, Germany 2010. When Wolfgang Peter woke up at 3 AM in the morning on November 1st, 2010, he thought a fleet of dump trucks was unloading gravel outside his house. As it turns out, the sound he heard was just half of his garage falling 65 feet into the bowels of the earth. The sinkhole in question, located in Schmalkalden, Germany, opened up right in the middle of a residential neighborhood, but fortunately didn't claim any lives, although 1 automobile was sent to the crumbling depths. Officials were quick to state that the 130-foot wide crater was caused by natural causes, not mining. Number 7. Changsha, China 2012. In the early morning hours of June 7th, 2012, a man was driving his van through Guilin City, China, when the road surface suddenly got a lot higher. A sinkhole had opened up directly under his van, instantly dropping him into the shallow hole and flipping the van onto its side. He was injured but quickly recovered. Sinkholes occur all over the world, but they've been popping up more frequently in China lately. In a separate incident, a sinkhole appeared in the middle of a highway in Changsha and swallowed a BMW with 3 passengers, killing 1 of them. This pit was at least 30 meters wide and was described as being too deep to see the bottom of the pit with the naked eye. Number 8. Dover, Ohio 2012. On November 29th, 2012, another sinkhole opened up out of nowhere. This was in Dover, Ohio, and had a diameter larger than 4 football fields, approximately 400 yards. A chunk of highway and a pond went down with the sinkhole, but officials know exactly what caused this miniature disaster. For years now, a local company have been dredging sand out of the area, digging more than 50 feet down to pull it out. Combine that with the natural sandy, unstable soil, and a sinkhole was almost inevitable. Number 9. Decatur, Texas, 2008. On May 7th, 2008, the town of Decatur got a little bit smaller. Early that morning, 600 feet of fields, forests, and residential land sunk into the ground, leaving behind a 150-foot deep crater. According to residents who watched it happen, the road began to crack and shake, and then a pit appeared that quickly grew to 20 feet in diameter. And then it kept growing, swallowing everything in its path. Decatur is built on top of what's known as a salt dome, a massive underground pile of salt that, like limestone, is highly susceptible to water erosion. Eventually the dome becomes a cave, and that cave becomes a hole, now dubbed Sinkhole de Mayo. The sinkhole is expected to keep growing, and if the entire salt dome collapses, it could take the entire town with it. Number 10. Bayou Con Sinkhole, Louisiana, 2010. Now, sinkholes are bad enough, but when they're emitting dangerous levels of radiation, it becomes a different matter entirely. That was the situation on August 3rd, 2010, when a sinkhole appeared in the forest near Bayou Con, Louisiana. The 422-foot deep sinkhole was caused by the collapsing of an underground salt dome, but unlike the hole in Decatur, Texas, this one had been hollowed out by decades of mining. It turned out that this expanding sinkhole was curiously close to an underground storage facility with 63 million gallons of butane gas, and then there may have been illegally stored radioactive material in the early 1990s. That's all for this video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to add me to Facebook and Twitter, the links will be on the description below. And if you enjoy my video, please press the red subscribe button below. I release a new top 7 video every day, and I'll see you all soon.